Okay.
Now we are going to see how to produce the delivery of the middleware. So let's start. So what is the production? The production is uh, done on a Jenkins server. So it is the delivery is the zip file with all the JS file of the JavaScript file of the middleware. Um, this zip file have inside this zip file the JavaScript file are mini files. So every space and some kind of unnecessary character are removed. So all the text, all the code inside every JavaScript is on one line. So it is not human readable. It, well, it is because of security. They ask us to do it. Well, I'm not sure it's really important, but that's okay. So at the end of the Jenkins process, when the zip file is created, it is stored on the Nexus server. So here you have an example of one delivery on the Nexus server. So the delivery is OTC middleware 2.3.006.005.zip. So this file is this directory structure. So now in Jenkins we have several targets. Just for okay. So here is Jenkins. So come back to the slide. So there are several targets. So if we come back here, you can see there are few projects. So you have some production for other component of the client, but I believe the only one project with still use this Jenkins is the middleware. If you see the data, you can see 2 year, 1 year, 2 year. Here we have 1 month, but it is about the middleware. Year, 2 year, 3 year, 10 months. Yes, so we are the last team we choose this Jenkins. So all the target of the middleware team are in this tab, OTC middleware. And here you have a few targets. So in the PowerPoint, we have described every target. So the current release is the major version 2.3, and well, I will come back to this after that. So you have three kind of delivery. You have the delivery for the Android tablet. This target is separated from PC because they don't use the same manager, so not all the files are the same, especially the main .js, which is where we initialize the OTC singleton. So that's why we have two kind of target in Jenkins. So you have all release, you have the current release of the middleware used by Android team. So OTC VAT and OTC iPad have been well, more or less freeze since 1 year. So that's why they use an old version of the middleware. They did not use 2.3 version. So you will find the 2.3 version target, but it is not used. Nowadays we produce this middleware, but they don't use it in their code, in client. And you also have a daily build of this target. This is the snapshot. For the OTC and OTC target, we use this target, so old version, and the current one is the default branch, so it is 2.3 release.
In fact, I remember just one point about the Android tablet target on the other. In fact, all the main target is the target build release, and the other one specific for Android tablet was built just because Android tablet project come after, and they were afraid to get some part of code which they were not using, just because as it is a tablet and not a PC, they take care to don't get the entire middleware files, including some specific PC files and specific iPad files. Indeed, inside file middleware, we have some specific files, main.js, specific file main.js for PC, and main.js for iPad, and main.js for tablet and Android tablet. So by this way, on our side, we developed exactly the same code, the same source code, and for them, we just deliver the file they need. And so if we have a look to OTC PC, they are inside the middleware embedded inside OTC PC. they have got also the main.js, which is used in fact for iPad or for tablet Android. And inside the Android target, there is no extra files. So it's not a lot of files, and it is not there is not easy cost. So for iPad, in fact, there was no problem, but it was a risk on Android tablet to work with extra files, and when they discover middleware solution in order to decide, they decide to use this middleware solution. They ask us to build for them a specific target.
Yeah.
That's the historical reason.
Yeah. So let's continue about PC. So a new target build has been created, and so this is for the next release. It has not been run yet, and you also have the snapshot for the daily test, and you have an old target for test. So just to know, the OT web test snapshot was used to pass the unit test, but as they are not correct anymore, it is not used anymore. Also. And last delivery is for OTC Web. The OTC Web does not use the zip file created by Jenkins, but it gets directly the code from Mercurial, and for that we put a label in Mercurial, and with this label they are able to check out the file corresponding to this label, and then as we have seen it last week, they minify and also put it in a single file. So on our part, the delivery is just a label in Mercurial. So I come back at the beginning of this point. So after several targets to build the middleware, there are two points to describe the way the release number evolve in time. So the default branch used in Mercurial is for the major version of the middleware release. So when we build a version from the default branch, it is a x66 version which will be incremented every time we do a delivery from the branch. So here we are in OT 2.3. So I believe the current version is 7. So the current delivery is probably 007 and 30 behind. So this is for a major version. So once the major version has been delivered, it is possible to deliver some patch. So typically for Android tablet, nowadays when we delivered a 2.1 version with some patch. So when we deliver a patch, we get an already major version delivered, and we increment the three last digits of the version. So if we build a patch of the version 23001, we will have .001. So this is the way we do the evolution of the version. So maybe just a little look in Mercurial. So here in Mercurial, you can see no default. Oh, yes, default is there. So I pull the code, so no new, define in default. So here you have the branch, and the default is the one we use to do the new code, the new feature added to the middleware. And when we do a delivery, for example, last delivery,
Я попозже.
Okay. So here we have the last commit in default before the delivery of the 236 version. Here the label, etiquette is label in French. You can see there, this is the label. So here the label, which is the delivery for OTCPC, and here default, here a bubble, which means a fork, and you can see the bubble just after is the delivery, is the open of the branch. 2, 3, 6.
So here, in fact, we were using default branch in order to work, to do our development. And once it was time, because end of sprint, things like that, it was time to deliver the 2.3.006 version. We fork, in fact, the default branch, creating the specific branch for the new delivery, and build will be done using this specific new branch. Once delivery will be done, we will be able to continue for the next sprint development using the default branch. But the branch for delivery 2.3.006 is free, even if default branch continue its life. After, inside this branch 2.3.006, we will be able to add some little patch in order to fix or outfix some issues.
Yeah. So here we have the open. So just a filter to have only the life of this branch. So here open the branch and you should see open a patch. Here we create a new patch. So we have the last digit which has been incremented, and you have some life of the patch. So some code, some evolution. Well, here some bug fixing has been done, and after that you have a delivery, which is there. Here is the delivery with the with the label, and after the delivery we reopen a new patch.
So in general, the way we process is that we deliver a patch. Okay, it was done, the label is put. Once patch is delivered, as soon as possible we open the new patch, so in the same branch. But opening the new patch is in fact changing some values inside some files, the list of files you have here. So okay, nothing to do for this patch 2 for the moment, but we open it immediately in order to be ready.
It is the way we want to work. Here I've seen we have opened the branch, but the new patch
was not opened.
Hasn't been opened directly after, and it should have been done.
Yes.
It have only been added open here when we decide to deliver.
It's a bad way.
It is a bad way.
So it's just because we were working on other subjects.
So this commit should have been done here, but as you can see, the commit which have been done between the open and the new patch have been done by Jean-Christophe, which is not used to code in the middleware, so not so much. So he's not aware about this kind of.
We were just working on this part in order to help us, in order to give us, Vincent, Patrick, and I some time to work on the Rainbow new project. So it takes some points, but without knowing all the process we apply.
Yeah.
So the real process is okay. We create a delivery, and just after we prepare the new patch. And each time a new patch is delivered, as soon as it is done, we open the new patch. So here we say, okay, the patch 2 is done. Just after we open the patch 3, and we change all the needed files. So we will explain you what are these files, but we apply the change in order to say now the current patch is free, and by this way we are ready to deliver again a new patch. All needed files has been changed.
Yeah. So let's come back to the slide. So now the steps of the production. So what time is it? Yeah, we have enough time.
Not to do all, but we will take after lunch.
Yeah. So first of all, you have to be sure to have the right revision in your local repository, in your local file. So you have maybe seen that I've done a pull. So it is to get the last modification done by other colleagues. So to be sure to be up to date with the server. So you have to do it. The first thing to do before doing a delivery is that be sure to be up to date with the code. Well, you also have to be sure. You have to ask to the guy who have done some change during the sprint to be sure that everybody have filled the feature and bug fixing file. So just to remember, this file describes what is delivered. So bug fixing and feature here. So here bug fixing is one. Okay.
So feature list is okay, the bug fixing
Yeah.
has to be updated.
Yeah.
It's not waiting bug fixing. Right?
Yeah. So let's do the modification. So as described in the slide, you have to take care that these lines are fully completed because sometimes it is not the case, as you can see. So here we have done some modification and here I commit the change. Okay. And do not forget to push on the server. Okay, so I check that this feature, this file are well filled. Feature underscore. So after that, you have to commit all the change in Mercurial. So this is what we have done. And after that, the way we are going to process is different if we are if we want to deliver a major version or a minor one. As you have seen, in the major version, we build a new branch, and for the minor version, we build a patch. We just open a patch. So here, for the main version, you will have to create the patch. Here, come back, so clear everything. So create a patch is for the default version to the main version is from the default branch. So here we have to be on the default update. So here I'm on the last. Yeah, I'm on the last post, on the last commit of the on the default version. So now we can deliver by doing a new branch. So you have to, here you can select the view which is behind the suite of the commit. So here is the commit view. In this commit view, we can define the branch here, which is a button where branch default. And here, no change, open a new branch, close the current branch. So here we are delivering a new branch, so the 7. Okay, so here I've created the new branch, and we also need to put a comment. So, in general, we do a copy paste to be sure to have the same format. So just to copy paste, be sure to have the same way to write the message. And here we are opening a new branch, which is 2.3.007. So I can commit. And in English, the message would be create a new branch with this commit, create a branch, commit in the current branch, or cancel. So we want to
the moment, this branch is exact copy of the default default top of file source.
So it is what we have done. We have put the comment about the new branch. So what we have done is not necessary for a patch. In fact, for a patch, if you have followed the process we have discussed before to open the file about the patch when you have delivered the last patch, you don't have anything to do during the delivery for the patch for this stage. And now this is a common delivery process for patch or for main release, which is to put the label for the OTT web. This is, you have to do it for both type of production, for main and also for update, for patch. So to put the label, you have to update your local copy of file to the revision where you want to put the label. So here we have just created the branch, so we are on the last commit. But for example, if you want to deliver the next batch of these 2.3.006, if you want to deliver this patch, you have to be up to date. You have to place your workspace to the last commit inside this branch to put the label on it. Else, well, if let's have a look here, the icon tell us we are on the branch, the main branch 7. If I only click on the branch 6 and right click, and I want to put a label like this, the label I will put will not be on this version, on this branch, but will stay on the branch 2.3.007. So take care to be up to date to the label, to the branch where you want to put the label. So update here. In English, it is the menu update. I can't because I'm already on the right commit. Here we are. So here we can put the label. So right click, describe and label. So in the slide you have it in English. I've changed on my PC when I've done the capture. I've changed the language to put more human readable menu. So we have done the update, and now you can see the tag item is selected. You can see the blue line over the tag. So we have just this, and we have to put the label. So let's come back to Mercurial. have the list of the current label. So we want not 6 but 0, and it is a major version. So here OTC middleware underscore 2.3.007 for the main branch, and 30 after, because it is the main branch and not a patch. So add. So we can see the graph, the 3 have evolved. So now we have here we have the tag, the label, and here in English, add option, add button, and last but not least, do not forget to pull the change, because a lot of time when we produce, we do everything well, we have just done, but we forget to commit, to pull. And if we don't pull, it is not on the server, and if it is not on the server, Jenkins will not get the modification. So Jenkins won't be able to build what we have, the modification we have done. So come back here, and to pull, it is the last button. To push, to pull. So you have a pop-up. Here is in French, but he tells us to take care that we are trying to pull some modification which will create a branch on remote repository. So he asks us to confirm. So yes. So behind here we have the log. So we can see he has pushed the last change we have done. So after that, one is done on Mercurial part. So after that, it is the production in Jenkins. So maybe we will stop there. So Jenkins is there. You have a login button. So we will discuss about it later, but you have to take care to be able to build. You have to be logged in. In fact, the menu build is not available for anonymous people. So let's have a look after lunch. So that's all for this morning. Is it okay for you?
Okay.
Okay.
So we start 2 p.m. French hour. Is it okay for everybody?
Okay,
2
great.
p.m. French time? Okay.
Okay.
So see you.
Thank you, see you.
See you. Bye.